Okay. Hey, Griff, quick question.
GM.
The monitor isn't working here. Was it working for you yesterday?
It was. Here, let me play with it.
Okay. It would be nice to have it, but it's not that important. It's okay. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. Oh, I forgot to delete last week's check-ins. Oh. Oh. Wow, thanks. Oh, and I have a second monitor. Great. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to your GIVeconomy development call. We can start with intentions and distractions. My intention for this call is to spend kind of a good chunk of it talking about give power. I'm really happy that Sem is here so that we can kind of work on any of the nuances of the contracts. And I want to check in with Mo as well. I mean, I know Mo's been working on the give power designs. Next iteration's not done yet, but at least we have something to look at and kind of be making heads or tails of everything, make sure everything makes sense. So that's my main intention. And then I also just want to quickly touch in on, I mean, the second most important thing is the UniV2 rewards, make sure that everything's in line to get that going through. And then if we want to just touch on any of the other things like regen farms, UniV3 finishing, retroactive givebacks. But that's kind of lower priority stuff. So that's my intention. And I am not distracted. I'm going to pass it to Mohammed.
Hey everyone, good morning, good evening. I'm here just to sync up. I have no distraction. I pass it to Griff.
Thanks, Mohammed. I'm just super stoked to see Sem in a Giveth call again. It's been too long, man. And so that's my big distraction. I'm excited to talk give power, UniV3 finish out. Those all sound great. And if there's any time for other stuff around any of the other million things that we're working on, I'm always down to go tangent on some of these things. But I'm just excited to talk the contracts for Give Power with Sem. And I'll pass it to you, Sem.
Thank you, Griff. My main distraction today is that it's King's Day. That is a very important feast in Holland. I could not find a place in order to have the meeting, and I am constantly distracted throughout the day. And I am here in order to explain which are the progress with the give power contracts.
Oh wait, it's way better now.
Yeah, lots of distractions here. I'm sorry, I could not find a better place. I am here in order to explain which are the progress with the give power contracts and see how we can integrate them with the front end. And I don't know who went. Mo, maybe. Can I pass it to you?
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so I'm working on the give power, and I'm here to just give you an update about the progress and new section. I pass it to Pedro. Pax to Max. Sorry.
Okay, everyone, sorry for the background noise. I'm in a cafe, so my intentions are to resync with this because I've been a little bit out of the loop since I was at DevConnect, to talk, to see what Sam has to say, to an overview of what's done in the contracts, anything that I missed, and my distractions are not really nothing. So that's it.
Hey guys, Jim. Oh, Sam is here, best call ever. Yeah, so I just wanted to say I'm not distracted. I'm here basically to stay in the loop about the give power, front-end design, and how is it going to be with the give die when you be cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll pass it to Dan Kotave. You're in.
everyone. My only distractions is maybe answering a few messages, but otherwise I am here, and my intention is to sync with everyone, see what's happening with GivePower, and I'll pass it to Griff. Can you help me pass it to someone? Has not gone yet.
Monique. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see your faces. My intention for this call is just to sync with you and see how can I help on the dev side. I pass it on to Mohammed.
Oh, Mohammed already went. Everybody went. Oh wait, no, Griff went. Yeah, everybody went. Cool. So let's talk about GivePower. Let's just talk about that first. I think that there's kind of like a lot to cover, and mostly everybody's interested in talking about that. So there was some discussion about.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Laura. I just really need to. Todd Youngblood wants to join. He just got hired as a product manager type to help with the region. What role do I need to give him to get him into this call? Okay, thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there were like a number of things that we were kind of chatting about in the GivePower smart contracts chat. I wasn't able to wrap my head about all of them, but maybe we can kind of touch on it here. And then, hey Mo, have you been? I guess you've been changing the designs, right? I wanted to kind of look at the designs as well while we talk about things and kind of sort in any questions.
Yeah. Actually, I'm updating the design based on the comments that you leave there. And right now, the only thing that I'm working on and it has, I have a lot of problem with is the delegation. And like I shared the comment that with you, I really don't think that's that it should be in the spec, but I think maybe I don't know if it's not the right meeting to talk about that. But apart from the delegation, you can if I want to give you an update, this card here, if you follow me on Figma, this card I turned them into a model and. It's like when you tap on the claim rewards, you can see this model that show you the gift power you earned, and also you can see down here the different string that the different tokens that you locked, and also another change is how you see the staking here. You can see the multiplier. And it can be like an animation to go up or down based on the amount of gift power based on the amount of rounds that you are locking your token. And another thing that is updated.
Am I the only one who lost sound?
No,
Yeah, I was thinking that is my problem.
Yeah, I think Mo disappeared. Mo, we can't hear you anymore. Are you still here?
Sorry, I was muted, or what did happen? I didn't mute myself. What was the last thing that you heard I was saying?
The last thing you heard is that, we were talking about delegation, and then you were like, and then the other thing that changed was...
Really?
Yeah.
I was talking the whole time, and you didn't hear anything.
Only up to delegation stuff. Once you moved over to this part, I didn't hear you anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I was saying that this card is actually updated to just have two options now: get gift power to let the user to to lock token to earn more gift power, and also using their own gift power that they have right now. And they can just go over this model. They can lock. They can allocate their gift power, and they can see just how this will affect the other allocation, and then you can finally see the confirmation that you are boosting this project this amount of gift power, that is 10% of your total gift power. Yeah, this is most of the main changes. We changed some things here and there. For example, the table is changed, the way that we present the data in the table, and also this card is also updated, but there are mainly tiny updates.
Cool. Yeah, looking good.
That's great.
But the only, I mean, like I said, I'm really not sure about the way that the delegation should work, and I'm working on it. But I think maybe Lauren, we can have another meeting later to discuss the delegation.
Yeah.
Later.
Well, actually, I think it's great to talk about it now as well, because we were talking about it with respect to the smart contracts, and I honestly didn't read fully everything, but it's like with the contracts, it seems. I mean, Sam, you were saying it's easy to delegate. Gardens about power, but give power is challenging. And do you want to just like kind of let us know what you're thinking with delegation?
Yeah, I have some comments on the front end first. It's very nice. I just have seen different places in which we probably need something else, because we changed, for example, the uni pool now. Instead of having two different reward contracts, they should be integrated in just one, probably. So you are not earning rewards for give power, you are just earning rewards. So it will be probably a little bit more difficult to understand how much give you got. So I am not sure how it integrates. This work in progress that you were saying?
Maybe Sam, could you move in between? Because then I like really distracted. When you're talking, I'm like, I deal with the noise. Okay, cool. Yeah, so with this card, Mo is still working on updating it, but we were thinking of putting like a range of APRs. So it's like you'd have a different APR if you're locking for different longer or shorter. So you'd have like the full range there. And then this card will only show you, it wouldn't say claimable give power. It would say claimable give. This is just like, it hasn't been updated from the last time we talked about it. So this is like staking, like you're staking give, you're earning give. And that's all this card is showing you. But then we were talking about adding kind of like a give power thing. And then there would be a pop-up which would show like kind of like how much you've locked for different rounds, and changing this like the I don't think it should show like the give earned and none there. It should only show that on the card, so there's only one place that you're like claiming, etc. And then but you can like check out, when you're staking unstaking, you'll be able to see like which amounts of give you locked for which amounts of rounds, and maybe the data will be unlocked. Like that's what he was working on here. Yeah, and I think the give power should show up as just like a number. Like it should just be like, also you have 500 give power or something. And then you could like click up explanatory modal, which would explain to you what is give power and encourage you to either delegate or distribute it to projects.
It has way more sense now. From the smart contract perspective, we are going to deprecate the unipool that we have right now, and we will substitute this unipool by the give power smart contract. So, as we were saying in the chat, we are going to, instead of reward for staking give, we are going to reward for having give power. And give power, if you just stake without any limitation on time, you win a 1x, and from that, if you stake for one round, it will be maybe 2x, or we will see. But it's going to be the same mechanism, so it is way easier to understand and to maintain. I hope it has sense, and I think that the interface also should be more integrated. Like if you are in the Give farm, then you have access to the Give farm and the Give power are more or less similar, although you can go to the other page.
Yeah. What we were thinking of doing is like on the Give farm side, it looks like a normal staking card, and you get Give power kind of like as a consequence of staking, like a happy consequence. But like people in the Give farm are like mostly farming, so it's like the easy place that they stake Give. But they'll access the same staking modal. Like we have this staking modal where you can kind of put like you can add Give, and you can say how long you're gonna or how much of your Give you want to put in, and then like how many rounds you want to lock that. You'll see like your rewards multiplier. You get GGive, you get some amount of Give power, you get some APR. And then like, so you can access this staking modal also from like the projects page, like if you're scrolling through projects, and that's kind of like what's happening over on the other side here. Like if we go to the DApp, like you can go to a project and then get Give power, and then you'll get the staking modal and be able to stake Give tokens and get Give power that way and allocate it to the project. Or you can use some of the Give power you already had. And then this is the kind of weird thing I was trying to talk about, but didn't get a chance to read your comments about it like with like proportional changes to the rest of your Give power. If you're using like the Give power, some of the Give power you have already, say you want to put like 10% of your total Give power on that project, then all the projects that it was like previously distributed to would proportionately decrease like the amount of Give power. And I think that like that's like a way of doing it so that it's like the user has the option of staking and locking more Give for getting more Give power for a new project, or they can kind of adjust it, but they're adjusting sort of percentages so that all the time 100% of their Give power is always being used on projects or is delegated. We don't want any limitations.
Yeah, it looks so nice, the front end. In regards of that, we have a very similar problem than what we have with conviction. If you want to conviction smart contracts also have a very similar problem. You cannot when you have more tokens, you cannot stake more conviction on the proposals that you already have, because you can have a lot of proposals, and the other way around, if you, for example, transfer tokens from your account to somewhere else, you cannot unstake proportionally to all your proposals. This is something that I think that is not that interesting. I think that making it proportionally is way better in the case of conviction, and this is why I was also thinking that for Give power it would be quite nice that it is like always when you lock or unlock, the same proportion is kept, unless you say, okay, I want to add this new Give power to this specific proposal, like when you give bucks. So it could only be done if we limit the amount of projects that you can stake your Give power. Because if you have 100 of them, then it is a problem, because you have to look through all of them and you end up with an out of gas problem or something like this. So
if the limit is like 30, that's okay. But if the limit is 10, then we should really consider not using smart contracts to do it and doing it off-chain, because the user experience is more important than making it all on-chain.
30s or what about 13? No, I don't know which is the limit actually. So I will try to get it. I still didn't start working in this part of the contract. When I know which is the limit, I will.
And one question is, if I hit the limit, if I, for example, if the limit is maybe 10, if I hit the limit, can I just revoke the gift power that I allocated to those projects to be able to have some free slots to donate to another project?
Yes, of course. It is like which are the 10 projects that you want to give your support, and so it's like your top 10. It could be maybe top 30, I don't know, but for sure with 10 it will work. It's your top 10, and the only problem that I see is that you have a lot of projects that maybe you donated $1 and it generates you a give back, and that give back is a very, very few one, so it ends up out of your top 10 projects, so it is never counted. Even if you are donating $1 every round, it never adds up in order to reach your top 10. This is the only thing that I think it will be problematic, but I think that most of your give power is going to be in the top 10 projects as well. So maybe that's not a big problem.
Yeah, that's one thing we actually didn't. We haven't. I'm not sure we've really been focused on much in the design part, Mo. It was in the spec, but I kind of forgot also. It's like what Sam is talking about, when someone donates to a project and gets givebacks, instead of like their givebacks just being normally claimable like it will be now, we want to have it automatically staked and automatically allocating give power to the project they donated to. So it's kind of like donors are also supporting their projects with give power by donating, like when they get givebacks. So I think that's like something to keep in mind that we need to add into the design as well. Does it make sense, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, Sam, if you could let us know once you figure out kind of like what the limit might be, and then we can kind of decide whether or not like that's a deal breaker and we want to make everything off chain, or if we're okay with it. I think 10 is kind of like a really low limit, but yeah, I don't know. 30 seems better, like Griff was saying. I don't know. Be open. Let's see what it is, and let's see if we're okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely say that there are lots of people who donate to over 10 projects, or it's not rare that people would donate to over 10 projects in a donation round. Like it's pretty relatively common. So because of that use case as well as other use cases, I mean, I'm always skeptical to do too much in smart contract. So I really don't think it's that much of a problem to take some scope out of the contracts, at least for the MVP, and then we add it into the contracts for round 2 or round 3 when we know exactly what the users want.
Yeah, sure. This is actually the last part of the contracts. It could be out and without affecting the rest of the things that are already in the contracts. I also updated. Maybe if I send you a link, Lauren, you can open it. I will send it to you through Discord. There should be an distribution on how we are. It is like the skeleton of the contract that I have been putting. So it is distributing in different parts, in different files, what we are doing in order to make it easier to understand one of the parts. So basically, if we start from the top and go down, in the top we have that the contract is going to be a token, so you will be able to vote with your give power to things that we still don't know. This is something that can be interesting in order to develop a building block that you put in the blockchain, and nobody can know right now what it is going to be used for in the future. But it's interesting that we have this Lego piece available for others to use. So this ERC20 is going to basically give you a total supply and a balance of that is going to represent give power. So on top of that, we have this give pool that is the old unit pool that you can put some rewards. So if you have this token during a certain period of time and you do not throw it, you will receive give in exchange. This is this part of the contract. This give pool is going to be managing these rewards, and you can get you can call the get reward function and just get it. In the other part of in the right part, we have as well a token manager hook, which is going to be is going to know when you are trying to transfer a GIVE. Well, actually, when you are trying to unwrap it, and it is going to say no to you if you have this GIVE locked into the give power contract. So basically, you will not be able to unwrap it unless the time has passed and the new round is and the round that you say that you would stake it. So I just have distributed it in different parts in order to understand it better and test it separately. And we have these two things: the rewards and the token for one in one side, and the locking in the other side. On top of it, we have give power, which is going to hold all the functions that makes give power what it is. It still needs this square root and all of that, but it is basically going to allow you to lock and give you the amount of give power that you have. It is the one that is holding the formulas. On top of it, we have the give delegation, which instead of if you ask for, okay, give me the balance of, it is going to give you how much give power you have. But if you have it delegated to somebody else, if you ask for the delegated balance of, it is going to say you don't have any. If you ask the delegated balance of somebody else that you are delegating on, it is going to give his give power plus yours. There is only one step of delegation. So if somebody is delegating on me and I delegate on somebody else, I will be able to vote with the gift that is delegated on me, and somebody else is going to be able to vote with my delegated power, my gift power. It is very difficult to make it so you can do multiple steps in delegation. So I just let it like it is. I hope that it is okay. This is also how Aragon disputable voting is already in the form of a smart contract that is untested yet, and I just wrote them without testing anything. So it still needs a lot of work. But on top of that, we will have also this GIF curation. Maybe we change the name, but it's another part of the contract that allows you to say, okay, these are the projects that I support and these are the percentages, and you will be able to ask, okay, this project, how much give power does it have? So all of this is just one contract that you can interact with it with many ways in order to know how much give power you have, how much power you have delegated, and how much give power a project has. And all of it is in just one contract. I hope it. I know that this is the most technical part of it, and I hope that it makes sense in order to.
It made sense to me. I would ask Pablo. I don't know if Pablo, if you were.
I'm here. I'm here, by the way. Sorry, I had to switch to my phone because I couldn't hear anything, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. Yeah, so this makes sense because this is more or less it's just like a good semantic breakdown of what needs to be done, and like reading through it, everything seems okay. Again, I think we need to need to go to inspect one more time to make sure everything is there. But yeah, I think that we can just proceed with testing this, and this is good enough. It gives enough. It gives the ability to delegate the token. The part that's still a little bit unclear to me, and that's on my end, is the exact way that this fits in with the token management book. But that's just me not understanding Gardens well enough. And as far as I can tell, that's it. So this is great stuff. That's my update for now. The only part that I missed, which I'm very sorry for, is the discussion about the maximum number of either votes or delegations that can be on chain. I didn't quite catch that because I wasn't present on the call when you were discussing about it, but that's something that I think we can figure out on chain if we're smart enough. I'm pretty sure, but again, let's push it up for the next part because I just want to be over this part. Okay.
Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, it also looks good to me. I like the way that this is broken down. It's like, I think, like really clear and covers all the things that Give Power needs to do. I wonder about the naming though. I think Give Curation is a confusing name with Give Power. Just I don't know if that matters, but anyway, one thing I would like to also just touch on quickly is like the issue of delegation, because there were kind of some questions around like delegation and like, okay, you can delegate your GGive and can you delegate your GGive and your Give Power to the same person? You could do that if not. And also Mo had a little bit of confusion around delegation. So I'd love to just like touch on delegation and clear up any things and make sure everything makes sense. So, yeah. So Sam, what was the issue with delegation? Like, is it possible to delegate both your GGive and your Give Power to the same person? Is that how that works?
Yes, you can, but you have to do that in 2 transactions.
Okay.
It is not possible to do that in just one. And also when you do that from Gardens, you probably cannot, I mean, if we change the front end, we can do whatever we want. But it will be better to just use Gardens as it is. So in Gardens, you can delegate your GGive, but you cannot delegate the Give Power. So they are going to be 2 different. Do you hear to me? Because now
Is there a hook that we can use in the Gardens that is called after the delegation step is done? Because maybe we can attach to that. That's just something in my head that I think is doable.
There is none. I have checked it out, and also it is not possible to call give delegation and through it call the voting delegation, because it requires the message sender, so they have to be completely two transactions. And from the Giveth frontend, you can send one transaction after the other. But from the Garden frontend, you can only send the GIVE delegation.
I think that's perfectly fine. It's not something that people have to do every time a lot. They'll delegate once and leave, or they'll delegate maybe once every 6 months max. So making two transaction pop-ups, I think, is fine. The main thing is that we make sure the UX is easy for the user, that they don't have to think about what they're doing, and they're just delegating to a person, and that delegation covers both sectors.
And wait, I have a question as well. Now I've forgotten. Delegating to two users. Oh shit! Never mind. I totally just spaced.
If power users want to separate their delegation, they could use the Give Power front end to delegate to the Give Power and to the Gardens, and then they could go to Gardens and actually change who their Gardens delegate is.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can explain that in the docs. Actually, but then my question, I remembered, it was when you're staking again later, you don't have to keep signing more and more transactions to keep delegating and delegating. It's like you just select your delegates. There's two transactions to do that. It goes to the same person. That's fine. And then when you stake more later, it doesn't ask you again if you want to delegate. Okay, cool. That's good.
And you can also put a checkbox, delegate also your give power, something like that. Delegate also your give votes. If the checkbox is not pressed, the second pop-up of the MetaMask do not appear. Something like that could also be possible.
Cool. That makes sense. So two checkboxes, one for GGive and one for Wait.
We could do it, but let's see if people demand it first. Let's make fewer options for people to think about when they're trying. Give Power is already so complicated. Anything we can cut out is better.
And so basically, the way it would work is the user would go to stake, and then it would be like, "You're getting Give Power. Would you like to delegate this? You'll also be delegating your GGive or something like that." That's how it works. It would work. Mo, does that make sense? Because I know you were wondering about the delegation and the staking, and it was confusing to you.
Actually, I was just got back here, and I think I lost for maybe 5 minutes anything that you were saying.
Oh.
And yeah. I think maybe I have to. You have to fill me in later. But since Giveth said that anything that we can cut, I'm just asking. Maybe can we just have the delegation as maybe the next version? I mean, just for now, we can deliver the give power and let the user using give power to allocate to different project, but don't introduce the delegation now, because I think the delegation is a little bit complex for user to understand before they even understand what the give power is. And also we're having problems to find the right place to put the delegation, and I think the whole user experience around delegation is like a question mark, and I think maybe it's better to just, for now, let's publish the give power, then we can work on the delegation to introduce that as maybe an update to the give power feature. I actually don't know what you were talking about in the file that I wasn't here, but this is what I was thinking about the delegation, because I really don't think the delegation feature is ready to publish.
I think it depends on our launch strategy. If we want to use the delegation stuff as like part of the launch strategy to communicate it, because like this has been very successful for Gitcoin and ENS and these other compound style DAOs that use delegation, right? They have this whole campaign and it's kind of a comms push, and it helps in some ways promote the actual product. So if because influencers get excited about it, and then like that helps push the concept. So if it's part of the comm strategy, I think we have to basically figure out what comm strategy do we want to use with GivePower, and do we want delegations to be part of it or not.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. I think that this would be really valuable, and since we we're not like at a place where GivePower is really ready to launch, we could actually like be setting all this up with the comm strategy, and then like starting a call for delegates like within a month, and like kind of like put out like a intro to GivePower blog post. So it's like even before GivePower comes, people already know what it is and are kind of getting involved in it. I think that there is a lot of value in that. And then like the how to delegate thing, I don't know if we want to add in the design. Like this would be like where the design and like the development scope creep could broaden is like if we make a list of delegates and it has like their name and like a little blurb about them, and then you can kind of select like that. That would kind of like add a whole new page onto the UI. And I think it's like the question of like, do we actually like want to go and do that or not? But yeah. What do you think, Mo?
We can find a solution for to somehow present what you were saying, but I just have another question and maybe an idea, but I'm not sure if that's even possible technically. But I was thinking maybe instead of delegating to someone special, to someone from the delegation list. Is it possible to, for example, I have this amount of give power, and I could be able to transfer, to delegate that amount of give power to the community, not just one person, and then those person that are in the delegation list, maybe they can get those give power to then donate to allocate them to different projects, not just one person. Maybe to just to be able to get rid of that give power, just give it back to the community, and then the community, those who are allocating their give power, they can get that and allocate that to different projects.
You can give it to a multisig. So the multisig can vote which projects to allocate that give power. Multisig will be one of the delegates.
Okay.
You can have multisigs as if they were people in the delegation. From the smart contract perspective, you only need the address of the people who you are delegating. You can only delegate all of your give power to one person, as it is right now. It could be more people, but I would prefer to keep it simple. You just delegate to one person, and that person could be a group that controls a multisig.
I think it makes
and if you don't delegate at all, you're effectively delegating to the community. Or if you don't set your own give power behind anything, if you don't boost any other projects, then you're effectively just delegating to the community, and it gets averaged out.
Because by delegating to someone, from the user perspective, I think it's a little bit hard to find someone to delegate. We can just show a list and list of person that the user can delegate, but maybe the first the first person on the top of the list can always get the most of the delegation and can receive a lot of amount of the gift power and I mean if I want to delegate my gift power to someone, why should I delegate that to someone that I don't know? I mean, there is a lot of question from the user perspective, not just technical. That
I might have an input that's semi-constructive because I've seen that delegation projects have that same problem. For example, ENS was just like, here's your one chance to to delegate, and you just delegate to whoever you know. But I noticed like chains that rely on delegated proof of stake can have this sort of front-end message that says, okay, so here are the top XYZ delegates, the top 10 delegates, the top 12 delegates, depending on the consensus algorithm. It's like delegating to these nodes in this case lowers the security threshold of the network. Be aware of what you're doing, yada yada yada. So maybe we can have a message like that. But then again, I'm not sure it's applicable in this sense because delegation is more like a political thing, right? It's not really like maybe you want to have somebody who's like super active, have a lot of these delegation votes, and it's not really an easy problem to solve. But if you want to just have numerically spread out, we can do that. We can say, okay, if delegation is more than so much for this account, then it goes into this list, and then it's like here's the list of accounts that have a lot of delegates here. Do not delegate to these people, or at least be aware of what you're doing, and so on and so forth. So we can have that nudge in the model.
I think the delegation thing is really valuable, like from a comms perspective, in terms of like getting people coming in as like stewards. I can't like seem to open it up like how Gitcoin had it really done nicely, where they just had like a page where it's like people's pictures, like people could apply to be a delegate, and then it would show up with like their picture and a little description of like why you should delegate to them. And yeah, and I think it was really good. It's like you have like a list of people who are kind of like stewarding the system, and that kind of like adds a lot of credibility, and then also like encourages a lot of people to be like spreading the word on Twitter, like I'm a delegate, like delegate your give power to me, so that it's like we can kind of support public goods projects. So it's like something we could work on from a comms perspective, and I think adding the delegation flow adds a lot of value. And what it would really add, like from the like what it would look like perspective, is it's like, I mean, we would already be building in the smart contracts, and so it would just be like when you stake, there's like a do you want to delegate your give power, and then you could go to the delegates page and pick your delegate like that. And the reason that someone would choose a delegate is because, well, maybe they don't know them personally, but they know them from their photo and from their blurb, and they know them from Twitter, and then like it's kind of like an opportunity to like get to know the community and build relationships in the community as well. Yeah, I think we should create the design for it. I mean, if it ends up being like too much, we could to coordinate all of that. I think we could always cut it out later, but I think like at this point, it doesn't make sense to cut it out. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to hear Willie or Todd or Sam or anyone else who really plays in crypto a lot. Mitch, if you guys think the comms of a delegate is like worth the effort for us, or not.
It's a good question. I think there's definitely, I've seen hype every time that like hot protocol comes out and they say they have the ability to delegate. Then you'll see people who step up and they want to be delegates, and that's kind of cool because then they promote to their own communities and they're like, delegate to me. So I think there is like some initial spike that you get of exposure. And you also get these people to kind of like step up and kind of in some way commit to being delegates because they take on the role, people delegate to them, and then now they feel committed. So I do think there is some benefit for sure. How big that benefit is, I think varies. And I do think we are the type of project that could get some hype if we push for it. I do think most of the benefit is kind of upfront on that initial launch, and then the commitment you get from those people who opt into being delegates. I think those are the main benefits. Yeah, those are my initial thoughts. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I'm in general agreement with that. I think for most projects that have a delegate system, usually that kind of initial launch or push kind of can create a comms buzz. But I think most projects struggle to kind of keep the spirit and kind of have engaged conversation after the fact. Though I think Giveth is in a unique place to like actually have some continued interesting conversation, just based on the project and it being kind of tangible, and having an economic benefit for the people receiving, kind of on the receiving end of any of transactions. So yeah, I think announcing it would be interesting and maybe doing some internal announcements that tell people that, hey, this is going to be happening and we're going to be looking for delegates. Not maybe not leaking it, but kind of leaking it. I don't know. That'd be up to the team and community though.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you guys are saying. Mo, how about like let's finish the design for the Give Power without the delegation. Like, I mean, we're almost done with the staking and the locking and like what it looks like on projects. Let's like finish that out so that like the people on the front end side, the devs can start building it, and then you can finish out the design, work on the design for the delegation thing, and we can kind of like create the comm strategy around then. So
yeah, that's good.
Cool. I really do. I mean, we only have a few minutes left. I do want to just touch on quickly on the other topics. So let's just kind of, I mean, unless there's any pressing things for Give Power, let's like close out Give Power and move on to the UniV stuff, UniV something stuff, UniV number stuff. Yeah, unless there's objections. Cool, great. So UniV2 rewards program is supposed to go live on, is it Friday or is it Saturday? I think it's Friday. But I would love, I don't know if there's any blockers. Pavle, I know you were going to verify, like check over what Amin had set up. Amin's on vacation this week. But yeah, he was asking like Mateo and you to support, make sure that the front end's looking good. I would love it if we could actually put it live with the countdown like we were doing for the regen farm so that people have an opportunity like a couple of days before to start staking. Is this feasible at all to get live by like tomorrow if it's supposed to start rewards on Friday?
Well, from my perspective, it is. I've looked at what Amin has set up and it looks okay. Although he has left one bit of instruction that I actually didn't get so far about some multi-sig begins to pass. But I didn't quite understand what he meant by that. Maybe he communicated with you guys as well, because I just don't know what that was about. But everything else I've taken a look at on chain side, and everything should be okay. So whatever else needs to be done, I'm there to support that. But basically, it's something that we've done before, and it seems like it's already been set up and it's done, and it works okay. So from my side, I don't really have anything to add to that. Obviously, if there's something wrong, yeah, I just added it as an additional post on GitHub because I wasn't sure how to check those boxes in Notion or in GitHub. But basically, yeah, I've taken a look. Everything seems to be deployed okay, and that's as much as I can tell. Everything else is on the front end side, and that I really haven't had much insight into, but. On the contract side, everything seems to be all right.
Okay. Cool. Wait, I didn't understand the thing that you said didn't look all right.
No, I said everything looks all right, and maybe it just sounded like I said it, and I apologize. Okay. So the only point is, like, Amin has said, like, hey, take a look at this multi-sig thing, and then I'm on vacation in Dubai. And I'm like, I'm not sure what the multi-sig thing is, but everything I looked at wasn't like a multi-sig transaction. So that's the only part that I'm just paranoid and just talking crap.
He wants to make sure that his keys don't have power over the contracts anymore. That he delegated the upgrade admin proxy and all that stuff to a multi-sig.
But we already did that, right? That was a multi-sig vote in the past.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about with the multi-sig. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know.
So it's already executed.
Same. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, cool.
And then and then the GiveDie liquidity mining, verify GiveDie liquidity mining, this is done as well, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. I'm not sure how to check those boxes inside of that post because it's somebody else's post. And I'm just like a boomer, I guess, and I don't know how to do that.
Oh, feel empowered to check the boxes. I'm checking them now, but next time. Cool. Okay, so then can we merge this? I think the front end's already on staging. Can we put it to production? Is there anything blocking us from doing that? And then we could actually just have it live with the countdown. I could go in and play today, and then just tweet and announce it tomorrow, and get people to start getting their tokens in. Cool.
That's how it worked before. So I'm just, if somebody from the front end side can confirm, I think that should be okay.
Cool. So I guess Matteo and Mohammed merge front development branch, and then there's the Mohammed. There's the make sure notify reward cron job works as expected.
I created the PR, and he just told me to merge the PR and deploy the current job a few hours before the time of starting the distributing rewards.
Cool.
Explain it for me.
Okay, cool. But that's done on Friday, right? Not beforehand?
Friday or Saturday? I
don't know. He said April 30th, but then Griff is like, it should be the 29th. I don't know.
We always make the notification we change the rewards on every other Friday.
Okay, let me check the current job time again, and I will let you know.
Okay, that sounds good. And then, so Matteo, can you merge us to? We can merge to production now, right? I think there's nothing blocking.
Yeah, actually the code is up. It's just commented. So if you tell me to put the pool up, I just have to do a quick change.
And it will start so it will show up as a countdown, because I couldn't test that because in the testing site it was already rewards going, so I don't know what that looks like, but
yeah, there will be a timer in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's wait on Mohammed to check to see when the rewards are supposed to start, and then make sure that it's going to look right, and then push it to production. Maybe we can just do that today.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, we only have 1 minute left, but I have just a couple of brief questions. So the UniV3 rewards, have we sent them out, Mitch, or are you still blocked by something?
Those are done.
Oh, great. Thank you. Great. So I should tweet about that, right? Let everybody know. When did it go out?
Last week. I think we passed a DAO vote for it.
Okay, a DAO vote. You mean in the Aragon?
Yeah, it should be in the DAO channel when I put up the vote.
Okay, cool.
Allocate. Yeah, that was on the 20th.
Okay, cool. Damn, I wish I had realized that last week.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, no, yeah, okay, great. Well, that's the top of the hour. I guess let's just check in. I think this retroactive givebacks. It's I think we're blocked by the relayer contract thing, right?
Well, the review's done, thank God. I think Pablo is just going to push a quick change to the smart contract.
Yeah. Just a quick update on that. I'm sorry, I just didn't realize that. I thought there was something else that should be done, and the peer review is actually on GitHub is actually blocked because Amin made a comment a million years ago, and I didn't even realize it's still pending some changes. So I'll just push it from that branch. I won't merge it at all, and like it's just like it's done. It just has to be pushed, and then I will share everything, and it can go live. So I apologize for the confusion. I actually thought that because it was pending review that there was something else that needs to be done, but actually I realized the review is from before. So it's not a problem. Just deploy.
Cool. Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody. That's the 1 minute. We're 1 minute over, so I'll give you your life back. Thank you for joining this call. It was super productive and great, and you're great.